Hello and welcome to another update video about Natgas. So Natgas continues to follow here my expectation that it's a really bearish outlook for Natgas, and it continues to be the case. We talked in previous videos really extensively, I think since we've been coming down here, about another 40-50% drop. Obviously I've been tracking Natgas, I think, I don't know, for 6 months now, maybe a bit longer. And yeah, since we peaked here, we've been talking about a strong drop. And then in the last few months, we've also talked about the MACD cross on the monthly chart. I still haven't moved the chart over to the futures, but I will do that, hopefully on the weekend. I've got a bit of time. But mentioned it now extensively in previous videos that here, this monthly MACD crossover, if we have a longer term chart, like for the a lot of the futures markets show a much longer chart history, whenever that happened, it did lead to another 50, 60, 70, sometimes even 80% drop. And yeah, I mean, we are currently on schedule to delivering that, but I'm still looking at some point at this wave 4 to the upside. Yeah, I just don't see the structure in this move to the downside that would suggest that we have already seen this wave 4. I mean, if this was a WXY pattern, then we don't need this wave 4, because then we have here an A, B, C structure in itself, and that would be my alternative count that the wave 2 will be finished somewhere here. But the WXY can never be the primary expectation normally, because the ABC is the much more frequent pattern that we see. So either way, we haven't really seen any upside signal yet. We had a bit of a potential here, but the market failed to deliver. So obviously at the moment still downside, and we've reached my next target, yeah. And we see how nicely the price reacted to it. Of course, also I don't know the future, so I don't know if this is now going to develop a wave 4 to the upside. But in various of the few videos, the last few videos, we've basically always talked about the 1.618 Fibonacci extension as the next key target, and that's at 281. And if you take a look at this with the accuracy of, I don't know, a cent, yeah, we hit that today, and we've got a bit of a reversal candle here. Now, obviously, this is a daily candle, so we now need to see how the market, acts on that. We certainly see nice upside since we've hit that level, and this could, of course, be an early sign that we are turning around and that we are now finally going to see the wave 4. But this is way too early. We also here had a few green candles, here. It's just not enough, and the problem is, because the price has dropped so much now, it would really need to move up quite a bit to indicate that we are back in an up, or at least short-term uptrend. Now, at least if we now move up and see a higher low in a retracement, that would be quite promising. At the moment, obviously, we haven't even seen that retracement. But if we see a higher low in the retracement, ideally not retracing more than 78.6%, which is an important fib level. So off the low, if we can measure with the fibs from the current high measured, yeah, we should not drop below 286 anymore. That would then be a good sign, and against that level we can now focus on higher. I'm still looking at this wave 4. I mean, none of the previous retracements that we have seen here would be substantial enough to make anything, that we could consider this a wave 4. I mean, if I'm looking at this, even this to this low measured against this low, this didn't even reach the 23.6 fib. Even here we didn't, so we never reached the 23.6% fib, and that would be the absolute minimum I would expect. Actually, with the strong sell-off we had, you would normally expect at least the 38.2 fib as a retracement in the wave 4. And if we really move up from here, we'd be looking at the area between 378 now and 485, with 378 being really a very shallow retracement only for a wave 4. Ideal target would be here 437, the 38.2% fib, and maybe even to the 50% fib. It's only really if we break above the 50% fib, 485, that we can consider that a low was already in. Therefore, I would start now. I still haven't started, but maybe I'll do that now. In the futures market to add a small position maybe. I'd like to do that because I think this is starting to get interesting very, very shortly. We can see that on the daily chart, we now have a bullish crossover. That's now the first time really in a little while that we've seen that. I mean, it already started a few days ago, but it continues to push higher. So this is something really, really interesting where I see the market possibly reverse. Last few times that happened, we had some significant upside, not necessarily to a new bull run, but corrective upside. So that's certainly something I'd be looking out for. Yeah, and that's my update about Natgas. So I keep an eye out for that, for you. After this video, I'm going to add a small first position in Natgas into my portfolio, because I think this could be something. I like to trade pullbacks. Even if we drop lower, I mean, naturally the downside potential is now limited and I will scale further into support. And long term, I am bullish on Natgas. So either way, in this wave 4, we should see upside. Either it's the wave 4 or we are going to go back into a new bull run, which I don't see yet, but the wave 4 at least. Okay, and that's my update about Natgas. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.